Hey guys, so right behind me we have the 2018 Volvo XC60 T5 Inscription all-wheel drive on these gorgeous and stunning 22-inch wheels. They're an OEM dealer option that you can't find in any configurator, but you can find them at your local Volvo dealer. They're just amazing in my opinion. But today's video is going to be a detailed tour of the interior on this XC60. I've done an interior and exterior video earlier. You can check that out up there in the right corner. But this is going to be a more detailed interior tour because a lot of you guys have been asking about rear seat legroom and the lighting, the ambient lighting. So I'm going to go in detail in this interior and show you guys those things. So like earlier, I'm going to start with the door, but I'm going to show you this a little more in detail. So up top we have soft touch plastics that feel really nice. You have this grain if the camera's catching that. Below there you have also the same type of soft touch plastics, but in the same color as the interior. This interior is blonde, and then you have full leather door inserts. And then I think this is a full leather on the armrest. It might just be real leather. I just can't feel the difference. In here, inside the grab handle where you close the door, you have a bit of storage, and then that's rubberized to finish down below here. And then moving down here, you have more of that soft touch plastics that you have up here in the door, extending all the way to the bottom of the door and even on the inside where you can even feel when the door is closed. Here, this is a hard touch plastic here, but down here you have also that same rubberized finish that you have inside of here, meaning that when you store things, they won't rattle when they move around. This will give a much more sound deadening or just dampen the sound of things moving around here. And then down here, this car is also equipped with the Bowers & Wilkins premium audio system with this beautiful aluminum speaker grill. And as you can see here, you have the tweeter and you have the mid-range speaker, which is the trademark yellow Kevlar of Bowers & Wilkins speakers. And then here you have the door handle, which is just massive steel aluminum. Feels really nice and solid, has a really nice weighting to it. Surrounding here you have also a plastic that's black, which feels a bit rubberized, so really nice to the touch. And then here you have the memory settings for the seat. You have two settings, and to set them you press the memory button and then you press the button 1 or 2 to which button you want to store to. Here you have central locking, lock and unlock, and then on the window switches we have down here you have automatic up and down for all windows, and you have the mirror controls here. To fold the mirrors you hold left and right together, you just press left and right together. And here you have the child safety for the rear windows. As you can see here, these buttons are matte. Also, the window switches are matte. On an XC90 or a 90 series cars, these would be the same glossy buttons you'd find on the steering wheel of this car. All in all, a very beautiful door design. And before I forget it, of course, you have the woofer down here in the door. All in all, a really nice door design. What you don't have, as you will find on the 90 series cars, is a slab of wood or a slab of metal or aluminum trim. That's where they've cost cut here. This is a cheaper product than the 90 series cars, so it can't be as upscale or premium as the 90 series cars, of course. As you can see, this car has leather interior. This is the base leather, so this is not Nappa, but still really high quality and looks really nice. This car is also equipped with the sport seats, which are adjustable in every direction. You can tilt the seat in the front and in the rear. You can also, of course, up and down, forwards and backwards, and you can tilt the back. You can not adjust the side bolstering. This does not have that option. And you can also move the thigh support in and out, but that's manual. On a 90 series cars, that would be power operated. But a really nice seat design, and it's really comfortable. I've driven this car for many hours, and it's a really supportive seat. In this interior, the seat pails are also in the same color as the leather. A really nice detail in my opinion, but the buckle is black. I think that has something to do with regulations. Over to the interior though, and this interior is so gorgeous. One of the nicest interiors of any cars today, in my opinion, and the quality is top notch. So up top we have a faux leather cover on the top of the dashboard, or leatherette as they call it. On the 90 series cars this would be real leather, but on the 60 series cars this is leatherette or faux leather, but still really nice to the touch and looks really beautiful, especially here with this contrast stitching. Hope the camera will focus. Contrast stitching here on top of the dashboard. You have these vents that are really beautiful in my opinion. First made their debut on the concept Volvo Coupe here a few years back in 2014 or 2015 if I'm not mistaken. But now they're open, and then you close them by turning this knob, a really cool, nice detail. They feel really solid and of high quality. A glossy black finishing around, as well as a chrome detail surrounding here, as you can see there. This car has the ash wood, extends all the way from this side of the dashboard and all the way to the other side, and also in the center console you have that. But the quality is really nice. This is soft touch plastics all the way down here, soft touch plastics, the same as you'll find on the door. And here you have the interior dim switch, so you can dim it up and down, the lighting of the digital gauge cluster and the Sensus infotainment system. Here you also have a button for the power trunk release. So let's step in and take a look at the interior a bit closer. Before I close the door though, you can see the carpeting. If the camera will focus, you have carpeting on the center tunnel all the way up to the trim that's on top of the center console. A lot of cars have hard plastics here, but Volvo have actually taken the time and put the money into making this out of carpet. It's a really nice detail, just gives it a really high quality feel. Go ahead and close the door. Up top you have the beautiful and gorgeous Barrows & Wilkins tweeter. That's just a trademark of modern luxury Volvos. You have more of that ash wood trim and a real nice 3D effect. I really like the way they've executed the wood trim in this car, with a chrome strip running also through the width of the interior. And here you have chrome detailing. On this side you have nothing, but on the right side is really cool. You have like a Swedish flag in metal. And of course, if you've seen any of the modern Volvo videos of the XC60 or XC90, you have the Swedish flag on the front passenger seat. That soft touch plastics continues on the width of the dashboard, but here the glove box, it's a bit different than what you'd find on the 90 series cars, because on 90 series cars you'd have a button here and you would have a power release for that. Here this is not a button, you can't press that, and you have a manually operating, you have like a normal operating glove compartment, and that's what the glove compartment looks like. It's quite big. You have storage for the instruction book up here, and then here you can store drinks and other stuff. But here, cost cutting, this is hard touch plastic, so just about the only place in this interior you'll find this type of hard plastics. A bit disappointed about that, because they could have just, you know, it wouldn't have cost them that much more to make this out of soft touch plastics, but well, it is hard touch plastics, and driving the car you don't touch this a lot, either as a passenger or neither. You don't touch this a lot. You just touch the release here, and that feels quite solid. Up top here you have, some people might call this hard touch plastics. I don't, because it feels, it's almost like a rubberized finish, like the same type of finish you'll find here on the door. So though it is hard touch, it's not as, you can hear the difference. It's not the same type of hard touch. It just feels much more solid, and since it's smooth, it actually feels nice in my opinion. So I don't think this is a cheap material they've used here. I think it's a smart material because it's matte, it's not reflective, and this part, it feels just really solid. Here you have more of that ash wood trim, and you can open this door, revealing cup holders and more storage there. And then you have also a small storage compartment here, not very big, but you can store small things. You have the gear selector, and since this is a T5, you have a traditional PRND gear selector with manual shifts to the left. Really solid. This is leather. You have chrome detailing there, and then this side also is metal, and here you also have more chrome detailing. This is leather, beautiful stitching, just feels really solid, and this also lights up at night and is of glass, really high quality. You have more of that high gloss plastic finishing here on the center console. Here you have the engine start and stop, ignition switch, and then you have drive mode select, which is, here you can see that beautiful diamond cut finishing. You'll also find that on the side of the engine, the ignition switch. And then you have the parking brake, and here you have auto hill assist. Here you have some audio controls. Since this has the 9-inch TFT, not the 9-inch TFT, since this has Sensus infotainment system, the 9-inch touchscreen, you can find a separate video about that up there in the right corner, or the right corner that way, if you want to check out that more in detail. I'm not going to show anything about that here in this video, but you have a lot of functions there, meaning you have just a minimal of buttons down here. You have hazards, you have the front defroster, the rear defroster, you have forwards and backwards to skip on audio tracks or radio stations. You have play and pause or mute with pressing this button, and then you have the volume here, and beautiful, beautiful, the diamond cut finishing of the metal, and the quality feel of these buttons are just really, really nice. They are not second to the Germans. They just might even be better than a lot of German switchgear. It's really nice. Sorry, I didn't mean to turn on the radio. And then you have more of those beautiful vents here. Really nice details. And of course they're open now, and then you close them by turning this knob. Beautiful detailing here, this chrome here. And then you have more of that high quality, that leatherette dashboard with that high quality contrast stitching. It's just really, really nice. And here we have Volvo's new steering wheel design, which was first shown in the XC90. And when you get the blonde interior, what's really cool is that you get blonde leather on the inside of the rim. Also, the airbag cover is blonde leather, and the bottom here is also blonde leather, and the outside is black leather. Really practical. This will get dirty with time, but it's a really nice detail, just lighting up the interior a bit, just making the atmosphere a bit more pleasant, in my opinion. I do really like light colored interiors. And here you have also the switchgear for the adaptive cruise control and pilot assist to semi-autonomous driving. You can adjust the speed up and down. Here's to activate, turn on and off the cruise control, and here right and left you toggle between adaptive cruise control, speed limit, and pilot assist 2. And here you have the distance, less distance, and more distance. It's really simple to use, in my opinion. And on the right side of this steering wheel you have the audio control. So here you have voice control, here you have menus to toggle the onboard computer, and then you have volume up and down, skip forwards and backwards, and then you have play and pause or mute. The steering wheel is really nice and a really high quality. The only nitpick I have with modern Volvo steering wheels is that this is plastic, though soft touch plastics. On a lot of competitors you can option leather, and I think Volvo should do that, in my opinion, also. So in the roof, all 3 outboard passengers, including the driver, get their own grab handle. And as you can see here, the action is dampened. Just a really nice detail you'll find in a lot of luxury cars today. But what they've done here, which is a little odd in my opinion, is that compared to the 90 series cars, they've made the grab handles a lot slimmer, meaning that they do feel a fair bit cheaper. I don't know why they've done that, but well, that's what they've done here on the XC60 compared to an XC90. And here you have the visors. Let's see if we can move the camera out. Here you have the visors, which is a type of soft touch plastic. The roof is a really nice fabric. On a 90 series car, this would be actually fabric also, the same type of fabric you have on the roof, so you can call this cost cutting, but it does feel really nice and solid. But another thing that they've changed is that on a 90 series car, you can grab this from anywhere. You can't do that here. You have to move your hand over to the right, which is a bit impractical. I don't know why they've done that. I would have done that. I would have wished they had have, you know, made the cutout all the way to the left, because I'm right-handed and I do use my left hand to open the visor. Just a small detail. You also have a mirror here with LED lighting, a nice mirror with a cover. The same is for the passenger side. It looks the same. You have the same LED lighting there. Really nice, so you can check yourself out in the mirror when it's dark. And then you have something of a trademark of modern Volvos, is this frameless mirror. Even cooler than the iPhone X, because the iPhone X still has a bezel on top where you have the speaker. And I know this isn't an iPhone or a phone at all, but it just looks really cool. And this is something that a lot of people comment the first time they sit in a Volvo. Here you have SOS for emergencies, and then you have on call for Volvo services. And here you have the dome lighting. Here you have reading lights for both the driver and the passenger, and then you have the dome light there, and then you have an auto switch. So on the rear door, you have the same soft touch, high quality soft touch plastics on top of the door, and you have the same high quality soft touch plastics here in the same color as the interior, extending all the way down to the bottom of the door and the inside, as the same as the front seats. You have a door pocket here, which does not have a rubberized finish on the bottom, but it does have carpeting on the inside. You have the woofer for the Bowers & Wilkins premium audio sound system, and here you have a tweeter in that beautiful, covered by that beautiful speaker grill with the Bowers & Wilkins logo there. Just a really beautiful detail. The same high quality metal door handle you'll find on the front door, and also that same beautiful rubberized plastic. It just feels really nice and of really high quality. Door inserts are leatherette, and the armrests, not sure, I think it is real leather, but it just might be leatherette, even though it feels really nice. And here also, down here in the grab handle, you have the same rubberized finishing, and this is closed, so you can use this as storage. A really nice door design in my opinion. This is what the rear seat looks like, and this car is almost new, so the rear seats do look new. You have the same color coded or color matched seat belts to the leather as you do have in the front seats. Just a really nice detail in my opinion. And this is what the seat back looks like. High quality soft touch plastics on the seat back. This just feels really solid, and the same on the headrest. You're just hard pressed to find any hard touch plastics in this interior, and that's the reason why I think this interior is better than the Germans, because the Germans would have hard touch plastics somewhere on the touch points at this price point in this class of vehicle. I guarantee you an Audi Q5 or Mercedes GLC or a BMW X5 would have hard touch plastics, where this car has soft touch plastics, because they extend all the way down to the bottom. Just soft touch, feels really nice. Here you have a map pocket, really nice netting. And let's take a step inside to show you this more in detail. I will keep the door open because, you know, the rear shade is a bit darker. And beautiful carpeting, and you can see the carpeting extends all the way up here to the center console. And this is the same piece of high quality plastics that comes all the way from the front of the center tunnel or the center console. And here you have rear seat climate control, the 4-zone climate. This has the rear seat climate package. The car's not on, so you can't see how that functions, but you have air vents here. And you also have air vents on the door. If you don't get the rear seat climate package, you still have vents for the rear passengers on the B pillar. Volvo give you that, so that's a really nice detail. So up in the roof here you have a map light, and then you have a grab handle as I showed you in the front seat for the outboard rear passengers. That's the second one. This car has a beautiful panoramic sunroof that is huge. Just look at that expansive glass, and it opens, the front section opens all the way up. But the rear seat is just really comfortable, and my seat now is positioned for a 6-footer. I'm not the tallest person, but I do have a fair bit of legroom. A 6-footer might be sitting like this behind a 6-footer, so this is a roomy car that you can comfortably fit for full-size adults. And the last thing I'm going to show you guys in the rear seat is the rear armrest, covered in leather, and here you have storage, really practical. This just feels really nice. And here you have also like a small cubby, and this is rubberized. And I've tested a lot of German cars, and even in the XC90 this is hard touch plastic. So the quality, the attention to detail is just really nice. Here you have 2 really solid cup holders, rubber here to keep the cups in place, and this is also a rubberized finish. Everything just feels really high quality and solid to the touch. And here you also have the headrest for the middle passenger. Let's see if we can drop that down with one hand, and there we go. So it's now dark outside, and hopefully I can show you guys the interior ambient lighting if my camera can catch it. So the intensity is now set to the highest mode, as you can see there, set to high. And I've also changed it to not color by temperature, but manual color. So now the interior lighting is purple. So you have one light source up there, and then you have one there, and then you have the third one up here. And I think the lighting is very faint in this light, because if I put my hand here, I don't think you can even see that. You can see the reflection somewhat from my watch, but that's what it looks like in purple. And then we can change it to white, beige, yellow, red, green, blue, and then purple again. So let's try blue. Are you able to see my hand? No. So my camera isn't good enough, unfortunately, to catch the interior ambient lighting. And then you have also in the door pocket there, you have more ambient lighting, but I don't think my camera is catching it, unfortunately, guys. So there we go, guys, a detailed tour of the interior of the 2018 Volvo XC60 T5 Inscription. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please drop me a thumbs up down below, and for more car content, please subscribe. See you guys later, and goodbye.
Say the word and we can run round the earth and around the sun. Say the word and we can stay. Say the word.